It's time for the
what?
What are you doing? Oh God!
Just
time for the Power Hour.
Yay!
Woo! Welcome to the best show about news and entertainment on YouTube with my good friend Bruce. And then who is this?
Are we friends?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
Callie is ready. Look at this. She loves the Power Hour.
She does. Right, Callie? We have a special guest. First time on Power Hour, maybe? Is it?
Maybe.
I don't remember. Degrassi, what's going on, buddy?
What's up?
Hey, Degrassi. Appreciate you stopping by.
What's up, Max?
I'm doing all right. I'm sore. I'm an old man doing stuff around the house and moving furniture and stuff. I feel so sore, and after work I just crashed. Bruce woke me up. Oh, I'm sorry, Callie. She didn't want me to stop.
Yeah, wake up. There's no sleeping and streaming.
There is good news, though. I didn't know what Bruce was covering the topics and did the thumbnail, and that's great news about Black Panther.
Oh yeah, let me bring that up.
I'm really excited about this. I don't know who he's going to play.
Denzel Washington says Black Panther 3 will be one of his final movies before he retires. Ryan Coogler is writing a part for me. I don't know how many more films I'm going to make.
Really?
It's probably not that many. I play Othello at 22. I'm about to play Othello at 70. After that, I'm playing Hannibal. After that, I've been talking to Steve McQueen about a film. After that, Ryan Coogler is writing a part for me in the next Black Panther. After that, I'm going to do the film Othello. After that, I'm going to do King Lear. After that, I'm going to retire. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was upset with him when he was saying I'm going to retire until I read all that. After that. I don't know if this man can retire, though. He's too important to the entertainment industry and to movies.
At some point, you got to let the man retire.
I mean, if he wants to, sure. But without Denzel, I don't know. But I'm really happy he's going to be joining Black Panther 3. That makes me think about how you like the series so far. Bruce and Degrassi, what did you think? Like, I love the first Black Panther. I actually like Wakanda Forever better.
I like Wakanda. I don't have a problem with it. I know people have problems with Shuri being black. That doesn't bother me at all.
I didn't like it at first. The second time I saw it on Disney Plus, I loved it. The only really problem I have is the debulging of Namor. I'm not going to go on a rant again about man bulge, but I don't like that they do that. But Degrassi, what's your thoughts on the whole overall series and then the news about Denzel? And
it's cool that he's got a part of Coogler's writing one for him. I think he's just going to retirement means he's going to become one of those rare actors like Robert Redford and Paul Newman did at the end of their careers.
Okay.
Where they only made a movie every 5 or so years.
Sure.
That's what I see for him, you know.
He deserves that. He is busy. He if you really think about it, there's been actors that have like had dips in their career. He's had consistent work forever that I could think of. He's always in movies. So
yeah.
Some good, some bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's consistently had work. He has had an amazing career over his time.
Don't get me wrong, I love him. He's like a warm blanket when I watch movies. You know, you feel good when you see him, good guy or bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Somebody you just like to watch, regardless of what he's doing, and he always gives you something good, you know.
Yeah.
Even in bad movies.
There's a lot of movies of him in the VHS era as well. A lot of great collect.
Let me say hi to the chat before we go any further. Donovan, yeah, Star Wars is F. Mama Bear, hello, boys. Ray is the poster child for sequels that are clearly not liked. All that info about Lucasfilm, I saw two on top of them banking on Ray. F me. Power Hour, poor hour. Figure drawing. Denzel is epitome of no nonsense actor. He's not full of himself. Never has been. National treasure. Artrell, what's up, everybody? Just got back from the Feral tour. Awesome.
It's the Feral.
The creators of Stray Dogs did a comic book about feral cats. They have rabies and they're infected humans and killing, and they're doing a tour, 35 to 40 states, going at local comic book stores and signing their copies of the issues. Leaks. Pretty cool.
If you are just here, remember to both like the video on my channel and Kingdom of Nerds. Would really appreciate it if you would. It really helps us out here. Maybe we'll have Degrassi back again if he'd want.
Yeah. To answer Senior Nerd's question, is Denzel going to play a villain or a hero? I would prefer he plays a villain in Black Panther 3.
That's actually a great question, Senior Nerd. I don't know. I'd like to. Well, he says he's talking about retiring, so he's not going to play. It doesn't seem like he's going to go into the Black Panther 3 and play a character that he's going to be playing in the MCU for a while. So it's probably just going to be to this movie or maybe a few other appearances. There is the void left from the Queen also dying in Wakanda Forever, right? So, yeah. but Shuri is the
Queen.
It is the Queen now. So it'd be cool if he's like an advisor. So I don't know enough about the Black Panther world, what characters that he could play, or they're saying they're creating one for him apart from me.
Well, it's not like Black Panther had so many pivotal storylines in the comic books over the last half a century.
I don't know the villain. I don't know the villains either. Like what villain he could play.
I suspect it's a wholly original character for the movie that may have some comic book roots plucked from different sources. But I think Marvel's getting into that with the next few movies and shows, as they're going to try to introduce original new characters to see if they hit or not. Like Natasha Lyonne's character in Fantastic Four is an original character. So that's what I suspect, but who knows?
Original character.
But I'm down. I like both of those movies.
Yeah, I
suspect there would be a third though.
Yeah, he's the type of actor that he eats up the scenery, whether he's a villain or a hero. I don't know. It's a great question. I just can't decide. I don't know. I would like to see a great villain in Black Panther 3 though. I think I'm going to go with a hero, because if they do introduce a really cool villain for Black Panther 3 and he's talking about retiring, I kind of want to see them be in other projects too, but I don't know what villains Black Panther shares with the other Marvel universe. Because we got Namor. Is Namor coming back? I don't know I haven't heard anything about it. Has he been canceled?
Quarta, yeah, half canceled. But what does that even mean right now? So, I mean, what's canceled?
I don't know.
Get canceled, sell out Madison Square Garden, get canceled, host SNL, get canceled. Other things.
Yeah, cancel means nothing these days.
Canceled means money in the bank. Or promotion.
Yeah, true. It means grifting opportunities.
It means for some celebrities, being canceled gives them semi-permanent victimhood. And
look at Zachary Levi.
That is incredibly lucrative.
He's moved on to another part of his career. The grifting part. Pay me at cons. I've been canceled.
You get a 2 from me and Gina.
Right. He's basically warming his seat next to Gina. You know. Senior Nerd says M'Baku is the king of Wakanda. I have to rewatch it again.
It's been a while.
And let me see. RJ says Denzel would be an awesome Achebe. I'm not saying it right. I don't know if Coogler wants to use that character.
I bet he's a villain. That's where he really shines.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. So,
and I know Chillmonger, and I want to get Chillmonger on a different show with me and Rhea for Have You Met? He has some very strong opinions about the Black Panther franchise. Some that have triggered me because I like Wakanda Forever. I think I don't want to speak for you, but he's for the recast T'Challa movement.
What's up? Taladia's never seen me without glasses? Bruce without glasses looks like T'Challa's dad from Black Panther. I do.
So what's actually going to happen with Chillmonger's, I think, switching the gears to what's happening to Black Panther himself after Shuri. Well, how are they going to handle it?
I think, what I read, a few months ago was that Shuri's going to be in quite a few projects before anything else. Just saying. So you might as well just accept that Shuri's Black Panther for the next couple of years.
Well, until Secret Wars, right? Until after Secret Wars.
Oh, we don't know. Could be.
And I do want to talk to you soon, Chillmonger, about that because I really like the way they did it with his son becoming it. But I understand there's a lot that wanted the character to continue. All right. So this is great news for me. This is the best news of the day. Yeah, see, there's a lot of people on the recast T'Challa movement. See?
Hey, Larry, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't care if they recast him or not.
Doesn't matter. They're in a suit. Who does it really matter?
Yeah. It can be Shuri. It can be T'Challa Jr. It can be whoever.
I love it.
I like T'Challa Jr.
I'm going with it can be a Terrence and Phillip cutout for all I care.
Yeah. There's very, very passionate people about the recast T'Challa movement. I do want to cover that in the future.
Yes, because there were so many Black Panther fans before Black Panther hit the theater.
There were.
Well,
no. When the movie got there, yeah. When the movie came with Chadwick Boseman, yes.
I have a controversial opinion on the first Black Panther.
Okay. What is
it? I love the movie. It's a good movie. I like it. I saw it. I own the 4K. I'll watch it if it's on FX or TNT or whatever. Play it in the background. But I don't think it deserved a Best Picture nomination.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I think it's one of the best of the MCU. I think the best part is Chadwick, and then who plays Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger.
He was my favorite character in that movie.
Yeah, but the CGI battles at the end were not nearly as good as say the battles on the waterfall and things like that. But yes, I understand that.
I understand what it represents. I appreciate that. I see that, but I just don't think that that one thing. People's Choice Award, Golden Globe, MTV Movie Awards, sure. Oscar, I don't know.
The CGI guys were pulled from the film. Chadwick was a real life superhero for a lot of people. Yeah, I agree.
I think I agree with Degrassi because we have gotten some Oscar-worthy cape crap in the last couple of months. I don't think Black Panther rose to that level of greatness myself also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I hate that so many people say, well, it was a cultural phenomenon. We're not pinning Black Panther to save a whole community. Stop.
It was
a good movie.
It was a cultural phenomenon too. You DM me the CGI guy. Let me see.
Let's recast Max.
There's a couple things going on behind the scenes today that I think are important. Ooh. 3, I just read another one. Holy G-Mini Christmas.
Can you give any hints on what's going on?
You don't want to replace your director for a movie you've made 3 times while you're doing reshoots 90 days before red carpet? Sure.
What? What about Captain America?
Yeah, sounds like the director's been let go.
Whoa. I
don't have anything official or anything like that, or source or anything like that, but it don't sound good.
This is Black Panther for us was a last-minute project with very little time and team allocation. I know there's a lot of, I guess this is someone that worked on the VFX team. I know there's a lot of complaints about how bad the CGI looks, and I agree, but given the time and resources we had with this was the best we could do. My burnout soft project can vouch for that.
Well, that movie was like the prime example when the whole controversy or sub-controversy about crunch in the workspace, and I don't think that ever improved.
Didn't Iger just come out in the last couple of months saying that he doesn't want to have movies like Black Panther where there's an all-black cast again?
Did he say that?
Was it him or was it?
Yeah, but if he's out in another year,
I know he said that.
I will say this: it's very suspicious the way that there's an article about Iger saying he's going to get his replacement, and Kathy's didn't get her typical extension. Like years extension. They just said she's working through 2025, and he's talking about.
That's because Kathy's going to be his replacement.
That's what I speculated years ago when I actually did all my Kathy fired videos. I said they're going to not say she failed; they're going to give her a promotion, and I'm actually okay with that. Handling all of Disney.
I don't think it'll be her.
You don't. That's a good topic. You don't think Kathy? Who else? We'll just think about it this way, Degrassi. Would Kathy Kennedy?
It'll be a bean counter. It'll be somebody who's never been involved in the creative process.
But they did that with Chapek and it didn't work out. And do you think Kathy would be better than Chapek? Because Chapek already came and gone.
Yeah, but he was just Bob Iger's body man for the majority of the time that Bob Chapek was the CEO of Disney, the president of Disney. Bob Iger still had a seat on the board or was chairman of the board. Mm-hmm. So Bob Chapek was just a puppet. He was a body. He just took bullets that Iger saw coming and got out of the way for a few years. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe the case to be.
I think
that's who they chose. That's who Iger said here. Iger knew what they were getting when he took the job. You know, these things just don't happen, and they certainly don't happen in a vacuum. You know. He got suckered into laying down his career for Bob Iger.
Yeah. I actually think Kathy is the most qualified besides Bob to take it on. I just think there's all this. We're not getting into politics on the show, but if you make her it's good for where Disney is, because Disney does have political beliefs in towards progress, so it fits there where they're going too. But the outrage with the culture war issues, that's the only thing that would be a huge headache. And I'd actually like her to have a wider breadth of projects than just Star Wars and just focusing on, because I don't think she announces projects like all the time, but but I think she could, like, if she was getting together.
Does she really announce
next...
projects? Have we had this conversation before?
Yes, she does through the trades.
Through the trades.
Yes, and then plausible deniability of like, did I really announce it, or does it really?
Go ahead. If the trades, if she was announcing it through the trades, it would be a much bigger deal. And I'm not saying officially announcing it through the trades. I know what you're saying, Max. It's it's put out there and people start talking about it, and then one of the trades picks it up, and then it gets published as it's
major trades too.
Yeah, all of the major trades are owned by one company. Okay. Jay Penske, the Penske Media Group, they own The Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Deadline, Rolling Stone. I think they might own Vibe magazine. Like, the amount of shit that they own is just, they can centralize everything and feed it through the mill, through multiple sites, attribute it to multiple writers, and then just present it as fact when, I don't know, lately their track record's like, it's been pretty rough. They'll run with some nonsense like Netflix refused to purchase Harold and the Purple Crayon from Sony.
Yep.
I got a bold prediction. I don't mean to interrupt you, Degrassi. I got an exclusive prediction for the Power Hour, Bruce.
What?
This is a really out there prediction. Okay. We're trying to stay away from politics, but if you talk about Bob Iger himself, even in his book, he's considered politics before. If he gets out at 2026, if Disney also, if they would go with a Kathy, that would be good for the progressive angle of Disney. They say, oh, we're not backing down. They double down on creative arts and progression, diversity, including everyone. And then also, since the Democratic Party is right now, if Bob Iger was going to transition to politics, this would be the perfect time based on everything that's happened this last few months. He has considered it. They've asked him before. I think if he was going to go into politics, now would be the right time. Unless he's just going to retire.
We're just assuming that we'll continue to have free and fair elections, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So.
No, but
unlike other billion-dollar companies like Amazon, other billionaires, I don't think Disney is going to bow down to said incoming president-elect. I don't think Disney's afraid of anyone.
Well, no, I mean, but if you think about getting someone involved from the entertainment industry, because that's where Trump came from.
How old is Iger?
On the Democratic side, there's two names that come to mind: is Jon Stewart, who's asked all the time, and Bob Iger. Bob Iger consistently has been asked.
Those two can go kick rocks.
Bob Iger will soon be 74 years old.
74.
That'd be 78 by the time 79.
Like, not to get political, but since we've already gotten political,
Max always does this.
We have a thing. Usually, most states for their elected and appointed offices, and for our federal elections for elected and appointed offices, there's typically a minimum age requirement. 35 to be president. 20 is it 25 to be a senator or representative in Congress? If we have minimum age requirements, why don't we have maximum age limits?
Yeah.
Should.
That's the one point that everyone's saying. Okay, so he would be 78.
He will be 78 years old when he's eligible to run for president. Again, presuming we have another free and fair election in this country.
Yeah.
In our lifetimes.
But I do think if you talk about Disney, because I was just looking on Twitter, if you talk about Disney, Kathy, and Bob, and there's two question marks here: who's going to be running Lucasfilm, and who's going to be running Disney itself? It just happens that they coincide, that you're thinking about them at the same time. Do you think Bob Iger's just going to retire? Or he's just going to be focused on the board whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if
you
he's
think he has
keeping a
other
board seat.
any other goals?
A board seat? I don't know.
Isn't this the problem we had, that people were complaining that there are too many old white men running this country, and you want to throw Bob Iger into the presidential thing? No.
I think Carrie Beck will be running Lucasfilm. That's why. Carrie
Beck?
Yes.
I don't know who that is. I apologize.
I think he was handpicked?
Who?
You say Carrie?
Yeah, it's she Carrie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is a female.
She's the vice president of animation and live action entertainment at Lucasfilm.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good choice. Okay, let's look at the Carrie Beck, Disney,
Lucasfilm.
You know, will that be the first time a woman is in charge of Disney?
Oh,
All right, let's bring this up here.
No, I'm saying Carrie Beck will get Lucasfilm and Kathy retires.
Oh, Lucasfilm.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Carrie Beck.
I love it.
Now that I think about it, Iger started out in television production, and so did she. You know, Kathy's independent. I mean, was basically an independent film producer until Spielberg blew up. So.
No, let's see.
That's funny, Chillmonger.
Producer.
No, I mean he's right. He's right, but I mean, if we have and the same can be. Why can't I vote for an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old for president?
Yeah.
Or a 21-year-old. If you're old enough to drink, if you're old enough to fight in a foreign war, if you're old enough to hold an officer's rank in the military, why can't you be president? Why do you have to wait till you're 35? What's particularly mature about a 35-year-old that isn't about a 27-year-old?
I know I didn't get any more mature at 35.
I only get less mature.
Yes,
me too.
I can attest to that. All right, so here's Carrie Beck, and then I'll look up Dana Walden, and RJ's saying, and then why is everyone saying Star Wars is dead in the chat like throughout this power hour? Why is everyone saying that?
Because let me bring that story up.
Star Wars is dead. Long live Star Wars.
Hollywood Reporter. Because here we go. Is it up? All right, let me read this for you guys. Perhaps that's why Lucasfilm recepted to Ken Berg's multi-story pitch. Anything to move Rey forward. But it does engender rumors in the Star Wars underground of filmmakers jostling for characters. Blah, 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 blah. While insiders dispute the notion that there's a battle for Rey, there definitely is internal deliberation within Lucasfilm as to what to do with the heir to Skywalker next. He is the most valuable cinematic asset, in some ways maybe the only one Star Wars has right now. One source told close to the franchise tells the Hollywood Reporter. Pedro's Mandalorian, Yoda like Grogu are Disney Plus creations, and will have their big screen power tested with a feature directed by Jon Favreau, releasing in 2026. This article is correct because Rey is right now Star Wars. Whether people like her or not, whether they like the sequel trilogy or not, she is Star Wars.
I guess. I mean, she's a big character. I still think she hasn't been tested without the legacy characters to help her through every single sequel trilogy movie. But she is a very liked character, and I think the actress and the character itself are better than what was given to the movies. Like I like the character.
Anybody else to come back?
What's that, Degrassi?
It's the only way they were going to get anybody else to come back.
Yeah.
They weren't going to do it without her. Oscar Isaac, John Boyega. Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Do you think Adam Driver's coming back?
Yeah, one of the things that Lucas had through every iteration of all three of those, every draft that he had of those first three stories, at some point, it finally ended up in the third act of what became Return of the Jedi, when Luke and Vader defeat the Emperor, then Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan and countless Jedi across the universe that were one with the Force become living corporeal beings again. So instead of Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda standing there looking on the celebration on Endor's ghosts, they would have been there celebrating with them. They've done nothing but recycle ideas in the Disney era, and I think we can count on the return of Ben Solo at some point in the future.
They're saying the last thing I read about what they want her to be the like Obi-Wan type character now.
Yeah.
Well, I can see her teaching future Jedi.
Isn't that something that Star Wars keeps missing though? Like, isn't there a lot of fans? I mean, this is what I want to see. Like, they keep bringing back the Jedi, have like a character like Luke at the end of his trilogy. He's a powerful Jedi. He defeats the Empire.
Yeah.
And then he's still building and having adventures. And then when they bring it back, he's like retired master. Now they're doing that to Rey too. But isn't there a want from you both too that you want to see the adventures of Luke and Rey right after the trilogy where they're building the Jedi Order? Luke. No, I'm saying a Jedi Master at the top of their game, building the Order, doing missions.
Isn't that what the next Rey movie?
I don't want to see they at the end of the trilogy they're a really good Jedi, and then you see after the fact where the Jedi Order they were creating.
Well, the difference between mistakes. Difference between Luke and Rey, there's not 40 years between a movie until they return. So she's still young enough to have adventures and still be a Obi-Wan type character. She doesn't have to be like 90.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying real old. I'm just saying, don't you want to see them at their prime a little bit? I kind of want to see those adventures.
They would have, if she didn't agree to come back, they would have recast her with an older actress. I have no doubt about that.
Well, do you see you know what I'm saying, Degrassi? Don't you want to see them at their prime instead of after everything happens and them being disgruntled old Jedi master?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get an animated show about Han, Luke, and Leia, about what happened between Jedi and the Force Awakens. Some elements of what happened. But if the thing about them moving all of the Disney era canonical stuff that isn't movies and TV into Legends and just having movies and TV be canon, that will make that much easier.
I just want to apologize. It seems like YouTube is having problems on my channel for some reason.
It says that I looked into that too, Bruce. But then if you look at the eyes, it still says people are watching. I don't understand.
I don't get it, but
I got you. I got you on my phone.
Okay.
Reading the chat.
Might just be an error message.
Yeah, ever since they did all these updates for StreamYard, it's been wonky as hell.
Well, maybe not now. Maybe we're just not.
Yeah, it looks like it's frozen.
What the heck, man? That's weird.
It is.
But it's on multiple channels though, Chillmonger.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. RJ says, I'm very selective with what I care about when it comes to Star Wars these days. I think lots of people are, you know. Hey, Ray,
Star Wars is Star Wars.
Yeah.
You guys did, I mean, how many, like, we were talking about this the other night, from 1983 to 1991, there was literally no Star Wars. Right, Marvel had their run for a little bit. Was it Blackstone Comics did a short-lived 3D Star Wars comic? There were no novels, there were no comics for a good 4 or 5 years, until Dark Horse started with Dark Empire, which was originally at Marvel. It was going to be an epic book. Until like 91, 92, 93, when all that started, there was nothing.
Nothing.
You had 2 cartoons. You had the Droids cartoon, the Ewoks cartoon, the toy. They stopped making the toys, stopped selling the toys. So there it was just a literal desert. You could watch the movies, and that was about it. And I think that, I don't know, I guess that gives me a different perspective, because I would have bought it all from 13 to 21. There's 8 years there that I would have been spending every penny I had on Star Wars stuff, but I didn't have the opportunity.
Look, you got a fan, Degrassi Glimmercast. Oh, MG Degrassi. Yeah.
Hey. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people that have lived in a world where it's been ubiquitous. It's been on TV, been in the movies. There's comics, there's novels, there's children's books, there's YA books, there's video games, countless video games. So it's a different world. I understand why people would be more selective, but somebody like me, I don't care. Just give me Star Wars, good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Star Wars simp, aren't you?
I started watching the Obi-Wan fan edit again. I enjoy that.
Yeah, people, I never understood this whole thing. People act like Star Wars has always been this epic storytelling with great stories and great acting and like beyond reproach. It's not. It never has been.
I do think one thing that is missing is like the Kenner toys, toyetic. If you know what that is, like these big, what George was really good at. He wasn't great at dialogue and storytelling. It was just fun and epic. But these set pieces were just so awesome, and you wanted to get the toys to play in them. I feel that still missing a little bit from current Disney Star Wars, like these new big set pieces. Like you're usually on a sand planet. You're seeing another version of an X-Wing. He created all new vehicles and everything every time he came back, or he had his visual effects or visual art department work on stuff like that.
Toyetic. Who do you think you are, Max?
Huh?
Toyetic. Who do you think you are, Max?
I watched the.
You're no Bernie Loomis. You don't know toys.
I watched part of the Toys That Made Us or something. They're talking about the Kenners.
Yeah, I know. That's who the guy. Yeah. Bernie Loomis was the guy who came up with the president.
Do you see it's lacking a little bit of that, Degrassi? Like there's some of that stuff, that magic that made it feel bigger than it was those big epic set pieces. Like when you first saw Empire and there's walkers on the snow on Hoth. Because that was
the first time we saw anything like that. Now we're all jaded, and we've seen things that you could never see before that. So, I just like I also, another thing is I just like special effects and visual effects, makeups and applications and different programs that the technical aspects of filmmaking mean more to me than the movies themselves. Right. And I guess that makes it easy for me to like bad stuff. So, we've never seen anything like that before, but now it's on, TV whenever you want. So the context of the time, I guess, I guess it's just when you get to a certain age, time starts to feel geologic, and you can see movements and trends and stuff, and everything old is new again, including Star Wars. So I certainly never thought when I was a kid that when I'm, in my mid 50s and I'm still talking about Star Wars and I can watch it whenever I want and they're still making the stuff. It's, it's beyond that for me. So I don't know.
One thing people have to realize, Disney's not going anywhere. They're not selling Star Wars. They're not going to retcon the sequel trilogies. So just have to move forward, or you have to move on. It's the only thing you can do. You still can go back and watch watch the prequel and original trilogies if you want, anywhere, if you own them on physical. So there you go.
Yeah, let people like what they like.
Yes.
I finally watched Alien Romulus with my wife. Oh, it was so good. I do know what people. I'm not spoiling. I do know what people are saying. I don't want to be the same type of person like, oh, that ending though. Yeah, the ending does.
Oh,
something.
you don't want to go on a YouTube channel and spoil it for everyone else.
I'm not Anthony Beltry.
I've been spoiled. I was spoiling that movie 2 years ago in Max's chat. Nobody was paying attention.
But I thought it was great, and I'm very frustrated finding the VHS. I didn't know they were going to have a pre-order on Walmart.com, and I missed it.
Well, you just got to check it. When does it come out? December 12th or something like that?
December 3rd.
Okay, well, just.
I really want that. The other reason I want it so bad is it's actually not just widescreen. It's actually old school VHS pan and scan.
It's 4:3. Yeah, but I'm like when you shoot, I think Freddy Alvarez shoots all his stuff TV safe, like Spielberg style. So you just aperture it or plate it for widescreen. So
I need everyone's help finding Romulus. If they find it, I will pay you back at retail price. Everyone look out for it. I'm going to look for it.
Walmart should have them in store.
Degrassi, if you see it, I'll pay you back for sure, PayPal. But I'm going to go to my Walmarts too. But I never found Terrifier 2, even though people say I can't handle that. But I'm just frustrated that VHS is back, but the communication's not great on where you're going to get
it. Not to be political, like Max says. Our incoming president just picked his Secretary of Defense, a Fox News host, Pete Hegseth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good news.
Warhawk.
Good news.
One of the most fabulous things for me right now is seeing quote comedian unquote Dave Smith's head explode.
What about this Alien Earth? Now that I've seen Alien Romulus, what can you tell us? Do you know anything about this series, Degrassi?
This will be better.
Better than Romulus.
Oh yeah, by a great measure.
Okay. Well, I'm not. It's only 7 seconds. I'm not going to play. I'm just going to skip the scenes here. So it's not going to give you a lot here. It just looks like a spaceship.
It gave me more than I thought they.
What's this? What are these things?
They look like soldiers who are wearing uniforms that are somehow based on the xenomorph.
Okay. I'm gonna have to end my stream.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
I'll just re-upload it from this one.
Yeah, maybe that new section isn't working good. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. Well, a lot of people have had this problem.
All right. It had me sign in through a totally different mechanism than I usually do.
Here's an actress in Alien Earth.
Sorry about that. Everybody was watching on my channel. Just come over. Well, they can't see it now. I'll just re-upload it.
Just make sure you go thumbs it up again when he re-uploads it.
Thank you.
Alien Earth. Why do you say it gave you more than you were expecting? It looks good. Oh,
yeah, I wasn't expecting to see this much of it.
So, FX, this should be on Hulu, right?
Yeah. It'll be on Hulu.
Be on Hulu.
When does this come out?
I want to say March.
Not that long. Is this a xenomorph here?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the Earth on its. Ooh, that's cool.
If you remember when Rennie Harlan was directing. When Rennie Harlan was going to direct Alien 3, there was a trailer, an advanced trailer, advanced teaser they put out for Alien 3, and it was like it's like this rolling. It looked like a planetscape, but then it pulls all the way out, and it's an alien egg, and it does the old school crack, and the voiceover. I think it's Don LaFontaine. He's like, on Earth or in space, no one can hear you scream, but on Earth, everyone can hear you scream.
Degrassi and Bruce, how do you respond to people like a few years ago before Prey, before Romulus, where they're like, enough already, you're beating a dead horse with this franchise with Alien and Predator, and now that we're getting this amazing stuff like Romulus, Prey, Dan Trachtenberg's already worked on 2 sequels or in the same universe as Prey. There's 2 movies coming out, and then they're talking about bringing them together again, Alien and
one of them is already done and
yes,
can be released at any time.
But do you know those people? Were you one of those people that said Degrassi that said leave it alone, it's dead? Like
after I said that after Alien 3, because
but
even though I like Alien Resurrection for what it is,
I do like Resurrection. I like Resurrection.
But just like people would say that about Terminator now too. Maybe Terminator will have a resurgence like this. People are when you talk about Terminator, it's like
try.
Well, yeah. Well, the animated one looks cool. I don't know if that's out yet. That looked cool.
Yeah, it is. It didn't do it for me. It's
okay.
on Netflix. It wasn't. I mean, it's not terrible, but
yeah.
Terminator hits 4K next week.
But we could have that for Terminator too, you know. And they are talking also. I heard RoboCop is doing another.
God, I'm not a fan of RoboCop. So
RoboCop.
When Terminator 2 came out, there people complained. Nobody wanted to see a good guy Terminator. What did they do to the Terminator, man? They made him a good guy. This sucks. I can't watch this garbage. Why isn't this movie? Is this movie rated R? Does he kill a bunch of people?
I mean, it's people complain about everything, but I could see being at the time if you're like a super fan of the first one. That was epic. That was like a horror movie.
I wasn't mad though. I wasn't mad because I knew what James Cameron was doing.
Yeah, because it's so good. But if you really think about it, though, there was a different vibe from the first to the second. It was really like straight up.
It was a genre shift. It was a straight up genre shift. It went from being a neo-noir horror thriller to being a action comedy. You know?
I'm really excited.
Sci-fi action comedy.
Yeah. Anything else we wanted to cover, Bruce? Let me see. We have to talk about what RJ won't shut up about.
What?
Creature Commandos. He's like everywhere. So
to be fair, most people that get screeners and advanced copies, they're gonna get positive reviews anyway of stuff. So just saying, watch it for yourself.
So RJ says they sent Creature Commando screeners out to press and media yesterday. Buzz is super hot. Creature Commandos is coming out the gate swinging. They got some big reveals and some cool stuff that's going to give hardcore fans boners. Do you hear what you're saying, RJ?
The whole show is a lore dump for what's coming. It's literally what it is. I mean, you're going to get more of, you're going to get a little bit of everything, stuff you just don't expect.
RJ's talking about nerd boners in the chat. Creature Commandos.
I've had enough nerd boners this week. I don't need any more nerd boners.
You're really going for the terms of the DCU. Oh my, here we go. Voltaire, listen, bro. The Power Bottom Hour is the best show on YouTube. It is the best. It's Power Hour.
Every origin.
Voltaire is like Max's power bottom, personal power bottom. Just saying. It's been said many times by me.
He wasn't feeling well for mic drop. We didn't get to do a mic drop last week. He was not feeling well.
No, he probably was having anal pain from being a power bottom.
If Max was Diddy, Voltaire would be his Farnsworth Bentley.
Oh, holding the pee bottle.
Oh no. Woo. I didn't say that. Degrassi,
he'd be right there. He'd be right there next to you with the umbrella and everything.
Oh boy,
Max here.
Degrassi, we were going to have you on the mic drop. I don't know. Starting with Voltaire.
It's a. Please, I'm joking. I'm just a comedian on stage at a rally telling a joke. It's a joke. Please don't be offended or hurt by. No.
Voltaire usually doesn't get offended.
Things.
I'm not going to apologize.
But there's been lots of theories about how much bidet talk there's been. There has been theories about that.
Yes, when you sit on your toilet for an hour with your bidet, is a problem.
You know, there are actual statistics about people who. Okay, so the only way to really put it is like in places where people still squat to shit in holes, they have lower incidence of rectal and anal cancers and colon, like digestive system cancers.
Yes, because in a lot of Asian countries, they still do that.
Yeah, and they're not real like, and again, this is just a cultural thing. I'm not begrudging it. If I could do it, I would. It's just, like Amish communities, lower instances of where people aren't aggressively playing it around in their assholes every day, multiple times a day to keep it clean, lower incidence of colorectal cancers.
I don't know how to respond to this conversation. I never thought about this.
You know, and Voltaire gets a high colonic every
I mean,
2 days.
Then a bidet would be a good thing for that.
Yes, bidets are definitely. Why do you think that like 2/3 of the civilized world use them?
Okay, so maybe I should check into a bidet instead of
Never been to a foreign country where I didn't use a bidet.
Mm-hmm. I'll admit, I went to a restaurant in Pittsburgh that has it's like one of those sushi places where they have a conveyor belt and you just take what you want. And in the restroom, they had a very sophisticated toilet and a bidet, and I would not use it. I'm not using a public restroom bidet. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it, Degrassi. I understand. That's fine.
I would at like a Buc-ee's.
And then I sat on the seat, and it had a seat warmer, and I didn't know what was going to, and it freaked me out. I'm like, oh crap, this seat is hot. It had an instant warmer.
Like it's the first time you had anal play. Stop.
It is. Voltaire has a full room of baby oil ready to go.
Yes. He's the quagmire of California.
I don't know what's going on with CGH. I got to find out what's going on with you, bro. Because he's like, stop the mainstream content. I want to respond to CGH. I appreciate that there's movie pundits, there's the Joes, the craziest of Joes, the little movie perp, and probably Degrassi too. You give highlights to lesser known projects, but everything needs to succeed, I believe, in my opinion. Everything helps for the collective of the entertainment industry. So I'm not going to sacrifice the blockbuster mainstream, because that's where the movie industry came. That's why the movie industry was so profitable, the big budget blockbuster movies. So I appreciate them all.
You know, the same thing could be said about the comic book industry. You have all these people wanting Marvel and DC to fail. Without Marvel and DC, there would be no comic industry right now, because no one, the independent comics, their release schedule is so spotty. They'll come out with 3 issues, then 6 months later, 4th issue. So if Marvel and DC fails, everyone fails. The same thing goes with a big studio. So just saying.
I mean, yes, I want lower budget indie movies.
Comic skaters who still haven't delivered their books in like over 5 years. That we still who can count on with that kind of stuff? I've never crowdfunded anything or kickstarted or anything like that. I just won't do it. But when I see a creator I trust doing it, I can.
You know what? After the Miko Degrassi, I'm not doing kick. I'm not.
This is so many.
I don't have my 200 back.
There's been so many people burned on comic book Kickstarters. They pay and never get the books. It's insane. And then just smoke it up.
Comic skaters.
Yeah.
You should message that one that we were talking about before. I'm not going to say it on air, but you should message him.
Who?
The antagonist.
Oh.
You should mess. I don't know how that happened, but I was starting to read that too. I do want to go back to that.
It was a good read.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still waiting for my copies a year later. That's okay.
Yeah,
it came out in stores and everything.
Yeah, you should message him for sure. Like, what the heck? All right. Well, we have about 5 minutes left. Any topics in the chat that you want to go over real quick? Anything that you're thinking about, Degrassi?
Yeah, I got two.
Okay.
A few days ago, one of the prior streams I was on with Brucifer, I mentioned something about the Skydance deal.
Yes.
The Skydance Paramount deal not being done. Yeah, there's going to be some lawsuits preventing it now. So.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And,
well,
also, the Louisiana state legislature has canceled their film and television tax credits to the tune of $150 million.
What?
Which I believe over the course of the last 30 plus years, those film credits have delivered on average twice the payout. So they pay 150, they get 300, 400 back, right? Louisiana for a time was known as Hollywood South before they started moving stuff to Georgia, right? There's still a very vibrant television and filmmaking community in the state of Louisiana. And the state of Louisiana just decimated an entire segment of their economy in an effort to reduce income taxes.
Oh, damn. Because I know there's a what is it? Interview with a Vampire and a couple of AMC shows still filmed there.
Yeah, no, they'll be moving.
Did the Mission Impossible trailer come out?
Yeah, teaser.
Oh, okay. I do want to cover this real quick. This is good news.
One more thing. They just announced projections for the red one. 30 million is going to open.
I'm about to get my AMC A-list back. Things are starting to, after this week, things are going to start calming down at my house. But this is good news. It seems for physical media collectors. I know Disney was doing those steel books for the Star Wars shows, which probably highly collectible because I don't think they have big runs of these. Do you know anything about these shows that are turned to physical media? The Grossi, do they have big runs?
They have, every Walmart I've been to in the since they came out has all of them.
Yeah, but they're not as mass market as like movie releases, I would think.
No, they are. They are.
Okay.
I mean, if you can walk into Walmart and buy them on New Release Tuesday, they're being mass marketed.
Okay.
Let me
the home video industry is being consolidated into two companies, and they will both be operated by Walmart.
Okay. What were you going to say, Bruce?
Let me respond to Antonis. Thoughts on Superman and Lois season 4 so far is a true emotional roller coaster ride. Last night's episode of Superman and Lois was amazing storytelling. I will say Tyler Hoechlin is probably one of the best Superman Clark Kents we've had, on par with Christopher Reeves.
I watched very little of him, but he's a great Clark. I just don't.
He's a great Superman too.
I'm not as sold on the Superman part, but Clark is legit.
You watched like 3 episodes of first.
I know,
season.
And it was it was a lot of Clark and Lois, which was great.
So
I
really hope they find some place to put him in a DCU. He deserves it.
What do you think about the Steelbook Degrassi as being a physical media? You don't collect Steelbooks though, do you?
I collect some.
Okay.
It depends on what the art is.
The Penguin Steelbook, March 17th, 2025. Yeah, here's a look at the actual Steelbook. That is a good looking Steelbook. Did you watch the Penguin show?
Yeah.
Okay, I still haven't seen it yet. I want to.
Blu-ray, right?
Huh?
That's just the Blu-ray, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you can get The Last of Us, and there's a lot of HBO shows you can buy on physical media. There's a lot of old ones that you can't, which is sad. But
Terra's Son, they pulled off a side Batman story without Batman in it.
That was the plan.
They succeeded
in spades. You know what? There's last night or Sunday night it's one of the is it like the third highest rated episode of television ever?
Yeah.
See, here's the thing about that show. If you still have cable or satellite like I do, you have 4 HBO channels. And on Sunday night at 8 o'clock, the Penguin comes on, premiere episode every week for 8 weeks. And then literally throughout those 4 HBO channels, 3 of those 4 HBO channels, the show is on 24/7. It literally is on linear HBO, one of their 3 of their 4 feeds, for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, when they start stacking those numbers up, it's probably going to be pretty crazy because I think more people have cable and satellite than people like to think.
Yeah. I'm not going back, but I just don't
I've had
watch
a satellite dish for 20 plus years. I'm not going to rely on the internet to save me from like not knowing. I don't want to scroll through a menu for 2.5 hours just to find, I'd rather just flip through channels and find 20 things to watch 5 minutes of in that 5 minutes. You know, I'm old school.
It's a curated experience that I do think people underestimate. Yeah, it's cool. Like when you go to stuff,
I curate enough of my life. I don't need to have my television curated for me.
it seems like the streamers are trying to emulate that. Like Disney has I don't remember. I haven't checked it out.
Yeah, fast channels are the future.
Yeah.
They're going to do whatever they can to make you pay to be advertised to. That's why ad-free tiers are only going to get more expensive. They're going to give you more and more advertising options, like how many ads. It's just going to become ridiculous. It's going to be fully and shitified. And then everybody will be like, man, I wish I had cable again. You know, especially when they can give you all your streaming apps through your cable or satellite box.
Yep.
Samuel says, what's this? I'm hearing Zaslav is going to spin DC Studios as its own independent company with its own stock value.
That'll be the smart thing to do.
You think?
Yeah. There's so much.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because like I don't know how to it's every movie has its budget and every project, every show, whatever. I just think it's because I don't know. Anything's possible with these billionaires, man. We know this.
Yeah.
But the money that they make off of merchandise and licensing alone on those characters is any kind of losses they get through publishing, and then we haven't even really started with these movies. I don't think they're going to do anything until after Superman. And they're not going to get rid of Batman. Get out of here. What are they going to just keep Batman and then sell? No. Nope.
As much criticism as we levy towards Zaslav, it is doing good now. Seems like it's doing better than it was. Warner Brothers.
Everybody should still be able to see
the gaming. We haven't seen the fruits of that since he took over, though, because the Hogwarts was already in development, Multiverses was already in development, the Suicide Squad game.
Multiverses is great.
15 studios, 15 game. Warner Brothers owns like 15 game studios, game devs. That's unnecessary.
They can get rid of those and just outsource the games to other bigger companies.
I mean, that's kind of what they're doing with Wonder Woman now.
CJH says,
I haven't heard anything about it.
He watches stuff no one talks about here, like 2 new Dexter series coming and lots of shows no one cares because it's not Disney or Warner Brothers. Tell us what shows besides Dexter. I'm interested in Dexter. I've just never watched. My wife watched it. I know a lot of people say it's a great series. I'd be open to watching Dexter.
After how the original series ended and then how this first revival series went, I have no interest in watching a prequel or a sequel.
Oh, I have to catch up on From, Larry. From is a great series that me and my wife got hooked on after Larry recommended it.
Speaking of recommendations, I just watched the first 2 episodes of 30 Coins because of the Thank you.
Yeah, I'm praying.
30
I'm
Coins.
not a religious man, but I'm praying for a 3rd season.
Oh, so good.
The other thing that I want to check out that you were hyping up was the interview at the Vamp, but my wife watched it without me, so that's what always happens when something's so good.
Does she like it?
Yeah.
Told you, Interview with a Vampire is a great show.
Yeah. So there's just
I rarely watch anything together anymore. There's just our tastes have grown.
I just am more just like I am with YouTube. I do all these different live streams and all these other projects, and I hop around. And my wife is focused. When she likes some, she just wants to keep watching and binge it. And I'll watch a few episodes here. I'll skip to another series, go back and forth, and that drives her insane. That's why we stopped watching anime together, because we get interested in a story together. We both liked it. She finished Attack on Titan, My Hero, without me because she just kept watching. And I don't remember where I was at, and I just stopped watching.
No. I just started watching the old classic Fist of the North Star because of me and Max playing the game for emulation.
The PlayStation 4 game?
No, we played the one that came up for PlayStation 2 in Japan. It never came out here, but
yeah,
we played the arcade.
Oh yeah, I actually want to get that because I have a region-free PS2 that I got from Ukraine.
That can kick your ass.
There's some awesome PS2 imports that never came here. I got Sega Rally already. The Sega Rally.
Did you ever see that Fist of the North Star live action movie on HBO?
No.
It was actually pretty good. Was it 95, 96?
I actually want to watch that series. I never really watched Fist of the North Star.
Well, speaking of Fist of the North Star, let me bring the gameplay up for people that don't know.
Yes. That game was fun.
I don't remember what it looks like.
Has anyone watched the Talented Mr. Ripley series? I heard it's good.
Where is it at? Ripley. It's fantastic. Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. I do still have Netflix. Okay. I'll check that out.
Oh, it's just a fighting game. Okay.
Yeah, it's a fighting game.
This animation here looks choppy though, but it looks really smooth in person.
It's just 60 hertz stuff.
The PlayStation 4 Fist of the North Star game is just a Yakuza reskin, basically.
Yeah.
But it's
this is like the best of like when Neo. It feels like a Neo Geo game.
I loved my Neo Geo.
Oh, you had a Neo Geo, you elitist.
Yeah, I had the OG Neo
I always wanted one. I you know what I had? I had the Neo Geo X Gold a few years ago, and I sold it because I'm like, this thing's not going to last.
I didn't realize there was so many Fist of the North Star games, actually.
Yeah, between me and my brothers, we had every system. Every system pretty much ever made, handheld, console.
I was so poor when in the 90s with my family because my dad was becoming disabled and it was one income family, and I would just go to the resale. I always people like, why do I get so much used stuff? I grew up that way. I always get used media, and when I saw Neo Geo on a huge shelf up high, and I was so poor I couldn't even think about even contemplating getting Neo Geo in the games because they were so expensive.
I mean, we were by no means rich, and we certainly sacrificed some things that probably would have been better, money well spent over a video game console. But my parents didn't care. They didn't know how to save money or anything like that. Like I said, we weren't poor, but it wasn't like we had a gold-plated pot to piss in or anything like that.
No, but I've never even bought like a regular price Genesis game when I was growing up or Super Nintendo game new. I always got them like $20.
And like you say, that's why you buy everything used, is because that's how you grew up. I buy everything new because I grew up buying everything used.
Okay.
It just makes, like, let's say my parents would always, their thing was like, they would buy a refrigerator, a used refrigerator, and then it would take a shit like 3 months later, and then they'd have to go buy another one. And This one only
appliances
costs 300.
used
Yeah, like no, come on, stop. Just buy a new refrigerator, get a warranty, and then you won't have to buy one again for 10
No,
years.
I wouldn't buy like
Think of all the money you'll save.
I try to stay away from like buying computers used and everything like that.
I don't buy. I just. I mean, I would probably buy clothes at a thrift store.
Now I buy the actual consoles new a lot of times, even in the past. Like I got the Dreamcast and the N64 new.
Like
my PlayStation was used and it was junk.
Really?
Yeah, when I first got my PlayStation, it was when it was very sought after, and I had to turn it upside down to have it play sometimes.
Yeah, I bought a used VCR when I was in college once, and it just didn't like something was catching the tape, you know. So we opened it up, and it's just full of dead cockroaches. It's like, yeah, no, dead cockroaches means cockroach eggs, and we probably just infested our apartment, dudes. What are we gonna do? Let's burn this.
My PlayStation 2 was a Japanese import. I paid $600 for that thing because it came out in Japan like 6 months before it hit here, and I had to have it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bought mine. I bought one. They had one in stock at Toys R Us. It was like the week it came out.
I had to. I pre-ordered at Toys R Us.
Yeah, I bought one at Toys R Us. I missed the days of going and pulling the piece of paper off the thing and going to the cage.
Before we go, I want to get the Blue Jay super chat too. I appreciate you, Blue Jay. But what were some consoles that you bought at launch? I bought the PlayStation 2 and then Nintendo 64. I did not get at launch, but I love that console because it's one of the first ones I bought with my own money.
Like launch day or like at launch?
At round launch.
Oh, every single one.
Really?
I mean,
so my first launch console I think was the Dreamcast that I got it at launch. And then the PlayStation 2, GameCube. I couldn't get the Wii at first. I actually won a Wii at work. Like I won a gift card and I used it to buy at Best Buy.
I think my Genesis, 32X, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast I had a launch, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 had a launch. I had the Xbox One at launch. I had the Switch at launch. I had the Wii at launch. I had the Wii U at launch. I had all of them at launch. I didn't keep all of them, but I had pretty much all of them. The Xbox I had one day until I sold it.
That was the only, you know what? That's the only console I never bought until much later was the first Xbox. Yeah, I didn't.
I love the first. No, I didn't get it till much later either, but I loved it. Playing Halo. Oh my goodness.
I had a laser I got a laser. I worked at a Laserdisc store and I got a laser active machine to take home with me and use. And laser active machines had these things called packs. They were modules you could attach to your Laserdisc player. They would play like laser active would play games on Laserdisc. And
cool.
They had these packs that you could buy and you hook them up and you could play Sega CD games, TurboGrafx CD games. I think what else? Yeah, and I loved the laser active machine. I missed that out of all because when I moved out, I could still bring games that were at home to play on that machine at school. So
I still think
times.
ColecoVision is one of the most unappreciated consoles ever.
Oh, dude, it
was so good.
So my parents drove a ways out of town to get one. They found one somewhere and were able to go get it. And I knew they were going to get it. And it was a horrible snowstorm, but they hadn't let the school out yet. And I played sick and my grandpa came and got me and took me home, and I waited for my parents to come in with our ColecoVision. We did the same thing when we got our Sega Master System. I would open it. It was in my parents' closet. I would get it out. It was already gift wrapped and everything. We were getting it for Christmas.
One I regret selling is I had a decent Sega Saturn collection. I didn't have it at launch. I got it. I collected it later when it was cheap. And a few years ago, I sold it because I didn't have a great collection. Like I had all the imports, like the Marvel versus not Marvel vs. Capcom, but Marvel Superheroes, Street Fighter, a lot of the SNK games on Saturn. but I kind of want to get a Saturn again because my CRT's over here.
Yeah.
To play Virtual Cop and House of the Dead. I've kind of been looking at. There's actually ones that there's a market now in Japan where they take non-working optical disc Saturns and just make it all digital and have all the ROMs on the thing. So I don't know if I want to get that.
Isn't there a House of the Dead remake coming?
It's already out, but it's not very good.
Oh, really?
I still want to get it because I love House of the Dead. I actually have my PS3. I have House of the Dead 4 was digital release only on the PS3 with the Move controller. So I still have that. But I do want
out of retirement for the new movie too.
Who?
Mila Jovovich, her husband Paul Thomas Anderson is
they're doing House of the Dead.
Paul W.S. Anderson is making House of the Dead, and
that's cool.
He's coming out of retirement for it.
That's great. I like that duo. They're fun. I mean, they're not amazing movies, but they're fun.
I don't think maybe one of his movies I like.
Well, here's a promo for Saturday to the Max Blue Jay $5. Blockbuster or Bust is this Saturday on the Max. Onto the Max. Stay tuned. Awesome, Blue Jay. Can't wait to see what you're cooking. I know people had a lot of criticisms on my game. Have you heard about my amazing trending game, Degrassi?
Is it the one that Bruce was shitting all over you about?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I heard about it. I was watching.
I do have a way to make it better. I'm going to give different prizes. But I put slips in. It's just like it's like blind bags. You pick a tape. There's a way to make it better. It's going to come back too.
Sure.
But thank you for the support, Blue Jay. I really appreciate you sending the super chat, and I'm looking forward to how you improve on my ideas.
You know how you give away stuff? Run a raffle. Here, you want this?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun, but I'll tell you what,
Don't
owe Taladi money. He was bill collecting on me. He was hunting me down. He's like, you didn't send my 20, Max, and then I forgot that there's a conversion. So I'm like, I'm sending you 20 US. I forgot that.
Man, that's like 4 pence in stone or something like that.
So
yes.
Thank you, Sean. It was entertaining. See, I had a lot of fun with those horrible fortune cookie messages, and everyone was just groaning. Hey, the budget is tight on MME right now.
Well,
I have to downgrade the StreamYard. I have to do lots of things.
You're downgrading your StreamYard?
I have to talk to some more people, but yes, I'm still working on it.
It's a lot. It's like $99 a month now. Yeah. You pay monthly, it's insane.
I pay the year. It's $20 max. How cheap are you? No fortunes on my version. I hope there are. That was
you can always start charging people that are on StreamYard to help offset the cost of StreamYard. $20 a month.
We'll see.
I'm just saying.
All right. So I think, does anyone else have anything else that they want to talk about? We went a little bit past an hour. Thank you, Degrassi. You're always welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, Bruce.
Degrassi has become my left-hand man on Monday Madness.
Okay, cool.
I was going to go on errands last night after you shut down. Just chilled in the chat.
Nice.
Anything else we should be looking out for? What's your thoughts before we go? I'm interested to think since
Absolute Batman #2 comes out tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
And G.I. Joe #1. They're relaunching it with G.I. Joe and Transformers in the same universe.
Yeah, it's still Energon.
Still the Energon. It all comes. All the minis are conversion tomorrow until G.I. Joe #1 tomorrow. So
no, I love Robert Kirkman. So
I did want to ask Degrassi about what's his thought because you're a physical media collector. I'd like it if you posted more images on X. You showed me before some of your collection, but what's your thought on the VHS and Romulus and Terrifier 2 come to VHS? Any interest at all in getting those, or do you like?
No, I won't.
Okay.
I'm going to pass on them because, like, it would have to be. I don't know what movie would be the exception. I don't know what TV show or movie would be the exception, really. You know, but then like weird something like I went and bought like all of the. I found somebody that had all of the Star Trek, like the pocket books and stuff from the 80s, you know, all of the paperback novels. I bought all those.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Because I was just like, one day I was like, man, I'd like to read like just the movie ones, just the movie novelizations. And then it just blew up from there. So one day I might see like a VHS collection of Star Trek, the animated series. Like they did a box set. I don't know how many tapes it was. Now, if I saw something like that, I would be tempted, but I just can't do it. I'm just always been about the highest quality audio and video I can get, you know, at my budget. And
I like variety. I really do appreciate high end, but VHS is much better quality than people remember, though. If you have a really good player and a really good CRT, it looks pretty decent. And the right connection, S video, it looks good.
Yeah, but I bet it doesn't sound very good.
What Degrassi?
They don't sound. I bet they don't sound terribly great, though.
It's good. It's good.
Have you seen a tape cleaning table, Max? Have you ever seen a tape cleaning table?
No.
You can make one. There's plans for them. They don't appear to be terribly expensive, but it's for cleaning moldy.
Oh
tape.
yeah, those. Yes, I have seen them. Yeah.
Blue Jay.
I threw my moldy tapes away. I didn't have too many.
Bruce, want to be in my Blockbuster game this Saturday? Only if I could pick the panelist.
What is today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yep.
Callie, make an appearance.
There you go, Max. You got some Sega Genesis games you can pick up.
Actually, I love cartridges, but Sega, even though they're delisting games right now, they released so many great Sega compilations that I couldn't justify owning the cartridges anymore. And plus, that was the console I grew up with. It was the Atari, the Sega Genesis next, and then the NES. So those games were pretty much beat. So I just sold my cartridges, and I have a collection pretty much on every system since the PS2. There's a Sega collection. It's really good.
All right, let's get out of here.
Oh, odds that the Willow show comes back. The canceled Willow show comes back next month when the original movie hits 4K. The show turns up on Tubi or somewhere like that.
I liked it a little bit. I just never finished it. I
hate it. I don't know what. Again, I don't know what anybody's expecting. It was Willow. Were you alive when that movie came out? And what an utter and complete disappointment it was.
I didn't like the original stuff.
Yeah, everybody looks on it fondly now because that's how things work.
It's a bad movie.
It's not great, no, but I had fun with it.
Like Goonies. I can't stand Goonies.
What are you, completely soulless? What do you have? Is it I'm very soulless. Black and ashen coal for a heart?
Pretty much. I've been called the coldest asshole, a heartless asshole recently. So
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I'm very giving and very warm, right, Max?
Yes.
Let's get out of here before we cause controversy.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah.
Adios.
See you next time. All right, are you ending it or me?
I'll end it. Jesus Christ, man.